Welcome back to Ozarks Live. We're going to speak with Bruce Porter today about something that you may be right in the middle of, a sandwich. I don't mean the kind of sandwich you eat. I mean the one you're stuck in a way, with loved ones all around you. You got the young ones here that you're caring for, and then you got the elderly parents here you're also caring for, and you are in the middle of that. And it can be very stressful emotionally and monetarily, frankly.
Absolutely. I mean, the sandwich generation, and I'm in that generation. My children are older, but you still have your kids that you want to spend time take care of.
Sure.
And then you've got your parents, and I have my mother still living, and I'm faced with that myself. So as we have that aging generational situation, we either, what's the choices? You either go to nursing care, you go to assisted living, then on to nursing care. If you can't afford that, what happens? You stay with your family. Your family has to pitch in and take care of the situation. So every family is going to be unique in what they do. There's no right or wrong answer.
Right.
It's just identifying what the problem is. Now that we know ahead of time, and how many times have we talked about planning?
We have.
It's what we do every month at
Sure.
our workshops. You have to develop some kind of a plan. Now, if you're going to plan on taking time off work to pitch in to take care of your aging parents, then the economic impact of that you need a plan for. So you're going to have lost wages.
It's more than just your paycheck.
That's right. Lost Social Security contributions, lost retirement contributions, possibly loss of benefits. So if you have to take time off, you not only jeopardize your career, maybe you can go back to work when you can, maybe you can't. So you have to think through that stuff. It's not just mom's going to make my wages, so I'm good. Well, are you going to take deductions for Social Security? Is she going to provide health care for you and your family? And no, I mean, that's not practical.
Right.
It's not just that paycheck. There's lots of other things to think about. It's the emotional strain
Sure.
of taking care of a loved one.
It's hard.
And not having that fulfillment of having your career. Maybe you've been there 15 or 20 years or longer. And now all of a sudden you got to put that on hold because you've got responsibilities. And I get it. But what's the plan? What
Yeah.
are you doing to prepare for that?
Because I guarantee you, when mom gets to the point where you can't leave her alone in the home,
Right.
it's that quick. It's
Yeah.
that quick. And if you don't have a plan, it is terribly stressful.
Well, I mean, what's our intentions are to take care of our loved ones.
Right.
But do we have the ability? Emotionally, can we handle it? But physically, do you have the ability? It's one thing to say, I'm going to take care of my mom or my dad. Now, if they're naked in the shower, can you handle that?
Can you lift them?
So when we have our
Yeah.
family conversation here, and me and you are trying to figure out what to do with mom, it's probably more appropriate for you to bathe her and things like that. Now, it may be more appropriate for me to bathe my father.
Right.
Right? And so those kinds of conversations need to be had because you need to know ahead of time how you're going to do it. Otherwise, you're going to have to hire people either at that house or you're going to have to go to assisted living, things like that. So these are the things, we've had family conversations around the kitchen at the studio. And so sometimes you got to get the family together and get around the table and just have that conversation.
You do.
And it would be very much to your advantage to do that ahead of time rather than now we've got a problem, somebody had a stroke, now what are we going to do? You're going to be forced to get around that table and you're going to be forced to work it out.
Yeah, and you may
it's-
never have had the conversation with mom and dad, depending on what they want. And they need to be comfortable with whatever the plan is.
I would want their input.
Sure.
Because if we're handling it rather than planning on handling it, then now you and I have to have the conversation. It's like, okay, how much work can you take off next week? Well, maybe you can, maybe you can't. So then, okay, so now the burden's on me. So
Yeah.
I'm the brother, and now I'm stuck with it. And see, the conflict already starts.
Yeah, and you live out of state. Oh, and the kids need picked up. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I'm 35 miles away.
Right.
You live across town.
yeah.
I know you're busy. I am too. We need to have this conversation years in advance.
You do. And you need to have the conversation with Bruce Porter, because you can make a highly emotional situation a whole lot easier. Bruce and his team at the Resource Center can help you do that.
Right.
For customized financial solutions that help protect your assets and pursue a confident future for you and your loved ones, contact the Resource Center at 417-882-1800 or resourcecenterinc.com.